Hello again. It's time to make the handles for this miniature bag. And this is going to be so easy you won't even believe it. Get both of your pieces of fabric that are 4 inches wide. I want you to look again and see if you can identify the right side and the wrong side. The right side is the pretty side. It's the side with all of the print and design on it. I want you to turn that over. Now you have the wrong side and it's looking up at you. Okay? The first thing we're going to do, you'll need an iron and you can have it on warm. If you don't have an iron, you can press with your fingers or even with like a little wooden tool, the handle of something. This is a kind of a fun wooden tool that I have that's got a flat edge on it. You could do that with a wooden spoon even. But you're going to fold the first handle piece over lengthwise, like a hot dog, right? A really super long hot dog. Fold it in half and then press that. And that's going to make a really nice crease. You could do the same thing with your tool. Fold it over and then just kind of rub it along the line that you want, and it's going to make your line. This is a guideline because we're going to open it up now and fold in one side just to the crease line. And you can press that in place with your fingers a little bit or hold it down long enough to get your iron and press it that way. It's giving us another little guideline. And then you want to take the other side of your fabric and fold it to the middle. And we're going to press that in place. There's a lot of pressing while you're sewing in between the stitching part. That's because it keeps your fabric nice and flat, and it also helps mark the areas for you without them coming undone. So now your piece should look like this. You've got two edges that come into the center. Now the last thing is you're going to fold it back over again on that center line, but now the edges are tucked inside. And I'm going to press that again. Press, press, press. Keep your hands out of the way of the heat and the iron. And there I've got one handle that's ready to stitch. I like to set that to the side so I can do the next one. Same thing. Fold it up like a super long hot dog. And we're going to put a crease in it. And when we open it up, we have a magic line that we can see. That's where we need to come inside with this edge. And inside with that edge. Notice how I'm not folding it all the way over? That would be too far. I'm only folding it into that center line where I pressed it. What that is going to do for us is now when we fold it over again with those edges tucked in, guess what? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of fabric stacked on top of each other in a nice, straight, perfect rectangle. And that is just the right thing for a couple of handles on a bag. Next, You're going to want to take your main color. This is the outside of your bag. Mine's a little wrinkled, so I'm going to press it just so I've got it nice and pretty while I'm working. Now each side of that bag is going to get a handle. So I'm going to scoot down and just work with one side right now. I'm going to take one of my handles and I'm just going to play a little bit and practice how that handle is going to look. Okay, now I'm getting an idea. The first thing I want to do is stitch my handles before I attach them. So let's do that next. I'm going to go over here to my machine. And I have one handle. Here's the opening. There is the crease. I'm going to line up the right side edge with my presser foot, lower my presser foot, take a couple of stitches, and then reverse, just so it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to stitch all the way down this very long rectangle. Remember, I'm keeping my fingers out of the way of the needle. I'm keeping my eye on the right side of the fabric, and as it goes into the presser foot, it should line up with the right side of the presser foot. That's going to give me a wonderful straight edge on my stitching. So I'm going to speed up to the end here. I'm getting close to the end. And stop, reverse, cut my thread, raise my presser foot, and remove my fabric. I have a wonderful top stitch on my handle. And just to make it cute on both sides, I'm going to do the other side. Do I really need to? No, my fabric's folded, it's safe, but it does make it a little bit stronger and it looks nicer to have it symmetrical on each side. Presser foot down, stitching, reverse stitch, and then I'm ready to go again. Remember to keep your eye on that right side so you're keeping it nice and straight. And there I am with a lovely double stitched handle. All the edges are secure and it's ready to attach to my bag. Now I'll need to do that to both of my handles. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and you can sew along with me or just help me watch that I'm keeping a straight line on the right side, always watching my presser foot and where the fabric feeds in, while my fingers stay back here in the safe zone. And I can already tell this bag is going to be so cute. And I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. And reach the end. And there we go. So now I have 2 handles that are ready to go onto this bag. And you can see how that's going to look there. I kind of like to pay attention to the fold, because you could have it going this way, fold it out, or fold it in. And usually, because of the way the bag is going to fold, I want it folded in. If you can see how that curve is going. And I'm actually, because I know I'm going to sew this and turn it inside out, I have to start with it inside out. Isn't that crazy? Now you might feel comfortable just kind of eyeballing it and making sure that it's sort of in the center, but we can measure it. We're going to look at about 2.5 inches from the edge is where I want that handle to be. So there's my 0, 1, 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and take a pin just so it doesn't scoot around on me later. And again, 0, 1, 2.5. I can scoot that over just a little bit. And now I know that they're both exactly the same distance from the edge. And that's going to make it much more even. Now, do you think you can do that on the other side? So remember, the handle is going to go inside of the bag for now, just for now. So there's 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, add a couple of pins. And our handles are all ready. I think we've done great so far. Stay tuned for the sandwich. We're getting ready to get this bag in shape. See you soon.